Another trip around the sun, another opportunity to shift what is to come. I sit here and I write, and I envision my life, that which once was and that which has not begun, and I approach it a little differently. I approach it with love. I approach it with ease, and I approach it with faith in the above, and faith within myself because, well, the two are the same, and faith in the only constant because the only constant is change. I look at the past as a fork in the road that led me here, and I choose to give in to the eye of the storm that, within it, holds the blessings of this new year. I literally am like Dwight Schruting. Every time I wear a turtleneck, I'm like so uncomfortable. I feel myself like I don't like this. Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again today. First and foremost, before I get into anything, I wanted to show you guys something. I try to garden per se with a chia pet. And it was doing really great, but I left him outside for a while, so he kind of died off. And I have to show you what he looks like. Like his chest hair is really long, and then you can see he's didn't grow anything up there. Everything is like dying in the back, so it's he partied too hard back there. I just thought that was funny. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Today, what I really wanted to talk about is the new way that I'm kind of looking at my 2022 yearly goals. What I'm doing is basically I'm taking a new approach at my goal setting. I feel like every single year, my entire life, I have approached the new year with like this crazy like goal setting, like okay, I want to do this, and this, and this, and then obviously I give up on all of them, or most of them at least. But I've approached this goal setting with like this crazy energy around it, like this masculine energy. And this year, what I really wanted to do is I wanted to approach it from a different standpoint, because one of the things that I have realized and kind of woken up to in my life is I've been getting these messages that I need to really like channel my feminine energy, because my entire life I have been in this masculine energy where I feel like I have to make a to-do list every single moment of the day, and then I have to constantly be on the go. And if I don't finish all the things on my to-do list, I'm like, okay, I've got to like spend all night, stay up all night trying to achieve a goal, or either like get up really early in the morning. And it's just constantly like me not being in touch with myself, me not being with my intuition, and just having guilt and like shame because of that. And so what I've decided to do this year is, okay, Lacey, you're going to take a step back and you're going to be more in flow and in tune with yourself, and look at it from like a more feminine energetic standpoint. And so what I've decided to do is I've decided to, one, make less goals for myself. I'm not going to be so hard and put like these giant like monumental goals down on my list. I'm going to do more practical day-to-day goals, things that I can incorporate into my everyday life that'll over time help me to achieve the things that I actually want to achieve in my life. And what I'm really focusing on this year is just more like down-to-earth, practical daily habits that I can just incorporate to help myself feel better about myself and feel better mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, because those are the things that really matter in the long run. What I decided to do this year is I decided to write down a list, and it's going to be two different sides, two different parts on this list. And I did this after the new year. I did it a couple of days after because I was really busy over the new year. So it doesn't really matter though, because obviously you can make new year goals in July if you want to. Or you could do this pretty much any day of the week, any month. You could do it once a month if you want. But what I decided to do is I'm going to say, okay, in 2022, what can I use more of? And what can I use less of? And I feel like approaching this of like, what can I use more of and what can I use less of, is approaching it from a standpoint of, okay, you know what? I didn't achieve everything I wanted to last year, and there are a lot of things I want to let go from last year. Instead of being like, okay, I got to achieve this year because I'm so upset that I didn't achieve it last year, or making some giant goal that like I feel like I'll never actually achieve. So instead, I'm just going to slowly like add little things like, okay, Lacey, day to day, what can you use more of? And the first thing that I wrote on my list is physical activity. Now, usually like I'll write like, I want to do this diet plan, or I want to do this exercise routine, or I want to look like this next year. And that to me just isn't practical, because if I just say I want to do more physical activity, and in parentheses I wrote like I want to do more hiking, more roller skating, daily walks, jumping on the trampoline, just like a physical activity that's fun and doesn't have so much pressure behind it. Because in the past I've been like, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days out of the week, 6 days out of the week. I'm going to take this class. I'm going to take this class. And for me, that's a masculine energy. That's approaching it from like, okay, I've got to do this or else. I've got to stick to this diet plan or this physical activity routine or else. And for me, I live in cycles. We all live in cycles. Some days, you know, I want to get up, I want to do strength training. And then some days I want to do cardio. I want to run. I want to roller skate. I want to go on a hike. So if I stick to like, I just want to do physical activity, whether it's hiking or biking or running or taking a yoga class, like if I just approach it from that standpoint of, I just want to do a little more, then it's not so much pressure and I won't give up as fast as I usually do. And my goal is to not give up at all. My goal is just to have fun with it and be more in tune with myself and stop and take a breather and listen to my body, and then let that dictate the rest of my day. And the next thing that I added is I want to have more intimacy in my relationships. And this goes for my friendships, relationships with the family that I actually like, and relationships with my spouse. And so this just means like scheduling more date nights, or scheduling more girls' nights out, or time that I spend with my friends. And also, you know, having deeper, more intimate conversations and allowing myself to be a little more vulnerable, because I know in the past I've been just so standoffish and I've not really allowed myself to open up. And I think a part of my overall goal really of just being more in tune with my feminine energy is allowing myself to be vulnerable, because I feel like a lot of times we can all be in our masculine energy where we have these walls up and we have like these boundaries that don't really allow people to see the real us. And I think that it's really important for people to see the real me, and for me to be more of a listening ear, and being able to respond that way, being more in tune with other people. I think that'll really, you know, help me to just be more in tune with myself as well. Just having a more intimate connection with the people that I really love and care for. And the next one is I want to have more of a spiritual practice. And, you know, I have things that I do all the time spiritually, like meditating and using my tarot and my oracle cards to speak to my guides. But I feel like I've been a little disconnected from my spiritual practice, and by that I mean myself, really. I haven't really allowed myself to just slow down. And what I want to do is I think I just want to, for some reason I feel like I'm being called to be like out in nature. I don't know why, but I feel like for a part of my spiritual practice in 2022, I feel more called to go outside and to spend more time in nature, maybe do grounding, just meditating outside, journaling outside. I don't know what it is, but that's probably something subconsciously that's telling me that I need to like be more in tune with myself, and I need to be more present and grounded in the present moment. But I also, you know, I also want to do like take a breathwork class, or like meet other people that are local to me that are spiritual. And so that way I can have more friends, more of a spiritual community that have the same interests that I do. And with that being said, the last one that I've added that I can use more of in 2022 is just presence, because I struggle so much sometimes to be present and to appreciate and have gratitude for the present moment, because it's so easy for us to get caught up and be like anxious because this girl can live in anxiety sometimes. Like sometimes like anxiety will literally like wake me up every hour when I'm sleeping. So I really want to focus on like, just like slowing down. Like there's no reason for me to be worried about what's happening next because I can't control it. So I just want to, you know, take more time for myself, be more in the flow, which is feminine energy. So just really just appreciate every present moment and just slow down, honestly, just slow the fuck down. And that brings me to what I can use less of in 2022. This is a very short list, but as time progresses, I'm sure that I can add to it. But both of these lists, I really didn't want to make them like overwhelming because our goals shouldn't be overwhelming. The first one that I have is I don't want to have anxiety over things that just don't matter. I feel like being present obviously will help with that, but I just want to quit the anxiety, you know? Like sometimes I'm like, damn girl, like chill out, like it's really not that big of a deal. So I have to constantly remind myself that if I'm having anxiety, there's something else that I need to address within me. There's something that I need to recognize within me. And maybe that's just being grateful, being in the present moment, just constantly reminding myself of how good I have it in the long run. And then the next one is I want to use, how do I word this? I can use less of saying yes to everything in 2022. I have a really bad habit of like saying yes to everyone and being like, yeah, I can do that. And then another person, yeah, I can do that too. And then the person in the back, yeah, I got you, I can do that too. And meanwhile, on the inside, I'm like, dude, do I have all of them at once? And I will bend over backwards. I'll stay up for 24 hours straight just to make sure that I got you. And I need to stop doing that because it's not healthy for you to bend over backwards for other people. It's not your responsibility to fix other people or help other people all the time or say yes to everything. It's your responsibility to take care of yourself. Say yes to what you feel called to say yes to. Say yes if you feel your spirit is telling you, I need to help this person. Say yes, if they're your friend, but don't go above and beyond for people to the point that you're hurting yourself mentally and emotionally and spiritually. Because I promise you, if you say yes to all these people, you say yes to all these things, every single aspect of your life is going to hurt from that. If it's too much for you, you're spiritually going to be disconnected. Physically, you're going to be disconnected. Mentally, you're going to be all over the place. And then your anxiety is going to be crazy. So it's really just best just to stop and say no sometimes. And you don't have to give an explanation. I've started, in the past year or two, I've started saying no to people and just not giving an explanation because it's not my responsibility to explain to people why I can or cannot do things. And then the last one that I have, this is like not a serious one, but really we need to address it. I need to have less of DoorDash and takeout because there are some days when I'll go to the grocery store and then I'll get home and be like, all right, what kind of pizza do I want? After I've bought all the healthy things. I literally did it like 2 days ago. I ordered a giant eggplant pizza and it was really good. Like not like a giant, like an extra large one, like one of those big boys. But yeah, so I need to chill out with that. Because it's just not healthy for me in the long run, and it'll save money if I just like stop doing that because it gets expensive over the time with like the fees and the tip and like it's just a lot. So it's just better if I just stick to like cooking my own meal. That'll also help me be present if I like try to cook new meals. So my point of this is I just wanted to remind you guys that you don't have to look at your goals like they're just like this thing that you have to like crush immediately, because a lot of times like we will sit in front of a vision board and we'll put things on there that we subconsciously think that we can actually achieve. And so I think that it's easier just to like create small daily habits that'll amount to something big in the long run. And that's what I'm planning on doing in 2022. After the past 2 years of a shit show that we've had, shit show number 1, shit show number 2, hopefully this isn't shit show number 3. But after these few years, it's time for us to just take a step back and look at the bigger picture and just say, you know what, like I'm not going to stress myself out about feeling like I have to achieve one thing or another thing, or I have to go to Italy by the end of the year. Like, we're not going to do that this year. I think that it's more important that we give ourselves a little bit of grace for making it this far, a little bit of grace for dealing with these past 2-3 years, and remind ourselves that our goals are still achievable, but we have to take care of ourselves first. We have to be in our energy first. We have to, respect the fact that things aren't going to come immediately, but with time and with patience and with faith that they will happen, they will happen. So I hope that you guys got something from this video. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope that you are able to reevaluate your goals and look at them as something that, that you can intuitively achieve. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again very soon. I love you. Stay safe.